And there's this beautiful moment in Ezra chapter 6 where people who for 50 years, they had never celebrated the Passover. They had heard from grandma and grandpa about what the Passover was, and Ezra is going to reintroduce them to Scripture. This is a beautiful moment, Ezra 6. The Passover meal was eaten again by the people of Israel who had returned from exile, and by the others in the land who had turned from their corrupt practices and turned back to worship God. There was great joy throughout the land because the Lord had caused the king of Assyria to be favorable to God's people, so that the king helped God's people rebuild the temple of God, the God of Israel. Interesting how God can use pagan kings, just like Pharaoh in the story of Joseph, to restore and bless God's people in times like this when God's people are so vulnerable and a few people turn to him, and sometimes he'll even use a ruler. We know this in Christian history. Around the 2nd or 3rd century, Rome went from persecuting Christians to a Roman emperor becoming a Christian and saying, hey, I'm not going to use my empire to spread Christianity. You never know how God's going to work, but he's always faithful to keep his promises to his people. Let's keep being that faithful remnant.